lockdown. So if you can do something with so much focus, sharp focus, during the lockdown, then maybe in a post-lockdown period we can attain the same efficiency and maybe revive the economy.
Right. Well, we have Dr. Hiranandani, one of the big real estate tycoons of the country, joining us on NDTV this evening. Mr. Hiranandani, your first reactions to the Prime Minister's announcement. It's a big package, but of course the devil will lie in the detail, as it always does.
Yes. So I think I'm very impressed with a couple of things. Number one is, I think this is the first and most visionary statement that I have heard from the Prime Minister in the last 6 years on the economic front. And I think it's very clear. It talks about economy, it talks about infrastructure, it talks about system, he talks about the demographics, he talks about demand, he talks about supply chain, and he talks about Make in India, and he is focused into every segment. So I think the economic side is quite clear with the Prime Minister. Number two, the figure of 20 lakh crores is good, even if it is not extremely well managed, and unless the bureaucrats really screw it up, that could be another story. But I think by and large the intent is very clear that they would like to really make a good job out of it. And I think if it is targeted well into the segments that the Prime Minister announced, I think it will make a lot of difference. January 2021, you will see the markets turn around completely. And I would say the 6 months period will see this kind of infusion of money will help to bring back jobs back into the marketplace. And I think that's extremely important from what he said. Number two, he talks about the Make in India, and he still talks about the global issues. He talks about where the focus is going to be there, to what extent he wants us to be self-reliant. And he is very clear that this is the roadmap that he wants to take in the next couple of years. Infrastructure. I think this was mentioned by Mr. Gadkari a few days earlier also about the focus of infrastructure that India would take. I think a combination of all this and the announcement which we are hoping to do, and again, you're right, the devil is in the detail, and we will have to look forward to do. But I'm very optimistic and very pleased with the statements of the Prime Minister. It was very, very clear and precise.
I think the point, sorry to just interrupt, I think the point you're making is that this could actually be an opportunity to do some genuine reform. The Prime Minister's talked about that when he talked about the need to do bold reforms, and he's spelled out a bigger vision beyond an immediate economic package, right, Mr. Hiranandani? That's what you're hoping, will actually spur the government to bite the bullet and go whole hog.
Yes, I think that is very, very clear. And also the labor reforms which took place in UP and Madhya Pradesh in the last 1 week is a direction in that way, wherein they are very clear that they would like to see that what the factories which are leaving China should enter India and not go to Vietnam, as what has happened in the last 8-10 days.
Now, Dr. Hiranandani, your sector, that is the infrastructure sector, real estate sector, depends a lot. Mr. Hiranandani, are you there? Okay.
Yes.
Back. Now, Dr. Hiranandani, your sector depends a lot on migrant laborers. They're actually a pillar for the success of your industry. What do you think should be the focus on migrant laborers, because they are in pain? And there is a reason why I'm asking you this question, because you would know. You would need them when we start to...
And how are you going to get them back?
How will you get them back? What should be the focus? How much money needs to be pumped in?
So, long and short of it is that I think the management of migrant labor was extremely wrong, and a lot of pain has gone in there. They are actually afraid about coming back to the cities and the things. But I think from what indications we have got now, they are reconsidering what is being happening, which means that trains are starting. Maharashtra government has started buses to take these migrant laborers. I think they've realized that they have blundered in this regard, and they need to set this situation right. But it will take time to get these people back, because I think they will need the confidence about how the whole situation going to be there. Are we going to lock down again if there is a second wave? What will happen in those circumstances? Nobody can tell the right answer. But one thing is certain. We made a mistake. We shouldn't ever make it again in not looking after that segment completely. But the mistake is over. All we need to do is to really take care to see that this labor is taken care of. I think the Prime Minister has said it very clearly that he's going to see to it that all these people will be taken care of, whether it is done through Manrega in the villages or in any other format of direct money transfer. Only time will tell. But this mistake they will have to look after so that it's never ever repeated again.
But it's good that you're optimistic and hopeful that things can turn around in the next 6 months or so, because it is going to be painful in the immediate term, but it's good that you think that we are heading in the right direction. Mr. Hiranandani, thanks very much for joining us this evening. Well, we also have Lalita Kumaramangalam, member of the BJP, joining us this evening. And Ms. Kumaramangalam, the Congress has already criticized, I just want to take out Randeep Singh Surjewala's tweets, saying that, dear Prime Minister, you have given the country and the media a headline today when the blank page is filled with the heartfelt help of people, the mammoth, heartbreaking human tragedy of migrant workers walking back home needed compassion, care and their safe